Hey Patriots, I haven't gone live on this channel quite some time. That beautiful pink sky. I understand a lot of subscribers that are subbed on this platform, this channel. You guys aren't always subscribed to my main channel, which is Reality Not Fiction. The main channel is a mixture of everything, where this channel typically keep it a little bit different than my main channel. But today, they hit me with a surprise. I can't post in my community tab for some reason. After I showed that movie referring to geoengineering. I don't know if it was that movie or what I did, because everything on this channel, all the photos, all the sky stuff, that's all my stuff. So, and no, of course they don't give you an explanation why, but this is the first Friday with all the restrictions, and I just took a drive and checked out a little bit ago. Went to a couple locations. First Friday with all the restrictions. So you know how this event is changing by the hour, changing by the day. Everything is closed now near me. I don't think. I mean, even Walmart is closed, guys. Walmart. That's pretty odd. Or I know this is a unique event that we're going through, but the picture that you saw to click on this video, they're setting up trailers near my location now. I did not see anybody working, but I saw construction, and I took a couple pictures. Yeah, Walmart's closed. Everything's closed. I know I live in a not a fully free state in here, out of all the beautiful states that we have here in America, as regarding the U.S. Constitution pertaining to 2A. But that being said, you guys probably heard and seen, and or maybe been part of record number of firearms were sold recently, and ammo, and the price of it. Well, they totally stopped. So the prices are ridiculous, but just say a lot, and also too, a lot of the people who are waiting in lines, these are people, first time buyers, which I'm okay with, obviously. That's what 2A is all about. I'm not here to certain 2A channels, specifically 2A channels, now you're interested when shit hits the fan, or I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm here as a community on both channels to unite, to share information. But that that changed per state. Again, I am here in FEMA Zone 2, hot area in America. I know I have subs who are watching, or who are subs outside of the states. But you can no longer purchase firearms, which is very odd. Even though I'm not trying to. I'm good, but just very, very weird, and definitely you get that eerie. Even now, like it's Friday, it's 70. Today was 79 degrees, and I don't even know what time it is. Beautiful out. Tomorrow's going to be in the 50s, but it's fall. The flowers are coming up. The dogwood. Just a beautiful day, and I know everybody who is watching, we can't predict what is coming. Obviously, there's numerous factors. I just want everyone to be clear. Again, you guys who are subbed on both channels may hear some of the same content coming out of my mouth, but we are going. there's 3 different people that I've encountered with these events that are taking place. A, the sheeple, who are still fucking clueless. They're fucking clueless. Um, they're still talking about, going to work in 2 weeks and planning this surgery. That's fucking done. It's time to wake up. Put your big boy pants on and big girl pants on and wake the fuck up, guys. If you're watching, you're awake, but wait, people need to wake the fuck up. 2, the end of the world people. And 3, people like me and you who are preparing ourselves and have been mentally, physically for the unknown. And it really is an unknown because, again, there's a high probability of somebody watching this, possibly myself, getting this, whatever this nCoV is or mutation, being in my general area, or a loved one. I'm a millennial, but that doesn't mean anything, and I'm not acting like I'm bulletproof because I am not. And that being said, the very first case in my state was a 32-year-old. When I woke up this morning, there was a family from Jersey. Again, I don't know them. So to date, I don't know anybody personally who came in, who became sick, thank God, even for all the people I know, friends and family. That being said, a New Jersey family, the mother became ill a few days ago, and then this morning, one of the first things that I saw, I always start with my local, what's going on in my area, and then I go outside and check everywhere else. And so the mother passed away, but the mother infected. She has 11 children. That's a big family. For I guess times like this, it's always good to go through something when you have more family and friends. But 4 people died, and that just in that one family, guys. In that one family. But there's nobody out. Even the roads. I'm not going to say the roads. They weren't a ghost town. I'll say that. But the businesses were all closed, except that one convenience store. I'll look at a couple comments. So again, there's 3 end of the world, or sheeple, who still think the government's going to save us. Not so much, folks. They're not here to save you. They never were here to save you. 2, end of the world, and 3, people like us who are completely aware, but just in the unknown. Again, there's so much unknown, and it can be stressful. I don't care who you are or what you've been through, because I have, not just myself. I mean, I don't have kids. Not I still care about myself, obviously, but I have my father who's still alive. I lost my mother a couple years ago to cancer, but my grandmom, she's still alive. So, but it still fucking amazes me, guys. Really, at this point, when everything's fucking closed, people are still talking like they're gonna go to the dentist next week. They're gonna do, and I kind of just look right through them, like, or her. Well, a couple of gentlemen, actually, to be frank. Susan Ann, how are you? They're not showing the affected people with their families, and that's another very disturbing part. When I lost my mother to the fight with cancer, we always went as a family to every appointment, and I come from a pretty tight family, and to every appointment. I mean, even when she passed, we went down and followed when she passed already, followed her to where she was being kept until she was cremated. Sorry. Um, but when people are losing their lives um, having to do with this, it's pretty much, you can't, there's no funeral. Um, they just take the body away. And that's tough, folks. That's really tough. We had enough losing somebody. And, especially the final moments. At least for myself, everybody's different. To be honest, my sister's not like that. She not saying that she runs away from stress, but um, if she could avoid something, she does. Or I'm the opposite. And I remember the very last hug. I remember the very last word that not just my mother, but my other grandmother and friends, and it kind of stays with you in the psyche. And of course, once they're done, they're out of pain, of course, and they cross over, and then I'll see them when it's my time. But to me, that's a big part of it, and it's very, very sad when you can't witness it or be a part of that, guys. Like, that's another reality check that they just, you can't give the final hug, and everybody has their own special scent. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. Everybody, it could be the cologne, when you used to go to grandmother's house. Everybody has their own special scent. Again, cologne, it could be aftershave, whatever. But you don't get that. You don't get that with this disease. Yeah, they're not. They're being very hush hush, and also on my main channel, I'm not going to talk about that here, but again, I feel that there's something else going on. Look at all the CEOs. Like, seriously, the amount just over the past month and a half. I announced that on my main channel, but if you want to go back to like the past 6 months, I mean, crazy amount of like almost everything from Heineken to IBM to Victoria's Secret to, I mean, you name it. Just pretty interesting. Then if you go down that rabbit hole, we have Madonna, Tom Hanks. These are people, or excuse me, Madonna is not infected, but she's putting out some creepy videos on Twitter. She's using a Corona typewriter, and she has candles lit. Looks like some type of ritual. You guys be the judge on that one. But Tom Hanks is infected, as well as his wife, and he's in Australia, and he also has a Corona typewriter, which is, I guess, normal when you're part of that occult. There's some weird stuff. Like, think about how rare this is in general, and it's just not an American thing. Iran got hit hard, not just regular the Persians, but high up government officials. So again, you're the judge on that one. Right before going live, allegedly, today's the second day for China having 0 new cases. China's a clusterfuck as it is. Fucking commies. They infiltrated our government in America. Feinstein had a Chinese spy working for her. 0 repercussions for him or her. Yesterday, during the press conference with 45 and the rest of the squad, CDC, and therefore OEM, that's a news station, but obviously not as large as some of the larger ones. OEM, the question from a female who was sitting in the back, she informed there's like webs coming down from the sky. Just geoengineering webs. You guys wouldn't be able to see it, but anyway, that's my ADD for you. I don't even know what was I thinking. Look, that wind picked up all of a sudden. Woo. Went from 0 tornado to a nice little wind gust. A lot of false positives. Yes, I'm seeing that, and they're saying only get tested if you think you have symptoms. Guys, the line today in my state, in Jersey, was probably a mile to be tested. Again, people are calling, using resource. I mean, again, guys, trust me. Well, as far as resources go, we're going to be getting this in phases, and we've said that on my main channel many times, and you guys probably heard the spike, right? They don't want that spike because obviously the spike would, as far as hospitals, etc. Speaking of hospitals, there's a ship off the coast of my state that the U.S. has two of them. One's off the coast of SoCal, and the other one is off the coast of my state. It's like a floating hospital. But people are using these resources for, I'm out of toilet paper, calling 911. I understand a lot of these may be more, to be more elderly, and in that case, if they don't have anybody else, that's horrible. But obviously, I don't know how many people called, but I'm privy to, there's numerous people called for fucking toilet paper. So they want to keep the peak down, obviously, right? You keep hearing every speech, the peak, push it down. So yes, we will have, this is my opinion, I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but we will be seeing a, ups and downs, obviously. Just a weird ass disease, man. Like even doctors, like again, Dr. Drew, he was even, Dr. Drew Pinsky. He's a Hollywood doctor, but he's a fair guy. I like him. And obviously he knows a lot of doctors, right? He knows a lot of doctors. So it's just like if you're, whatever field you're in, you still have connections in that field. And he's like baffled. He goes live every day speaking about this disease and trying to help people calm down, but he's just baffled, like how it's affecting certain people. And obviously, yes, the technology has been, it's 100% capable of infecting certain blood types, but I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole nother thing, and I don't have proof of it. I do have proof that they can do it, but as far as this current thing going on, I do not have any proof. But yeah, genetic engineering. Everyone's not a fan of GMOs. Well, how about genetically modified humans? And that's what we're turning into, unfortunately. Slowly but surely. And they're open about this now, where before it was the future. And again, toilet paper was invented in like the 1930s, I believe. But yeah, that's pretty important. But guys, days without water. I could go, and the human body could go weeks without food. I'm a big faster. This is just me. Back in the day, guys, like our whole nutrition, I'm not going to get into it because that could be a whole video, but our nutrition, like they changed it so much. Like, growing up, the triangle and getting 3 meals a day and eating first, boost your metabolism, like all that science, that certain things, yes, but David Sinclair, who is part of the person who invented CRISPR and works on genetically modifying humans, he pretty much, I have that on my main channel, he pretty much said that's all bogus. But this is just myself. I'm not giving anybody advice, but I'm a faster. I could go 24 hours without any food, and I've been doing it for a very long time. I feel, as far as my health, as far as inflammation and just feeling sharper. And I know I don't look it or sound it now because obviously I've been pretty busy, guys. Looking at screens and just, going, everyone's not stressed, but a little worn down. So bear with me. Country boy can survive. I'm sorry, American 1761. I'm a country boy, hand, soap, and water. Amen. Country boy Hank Williams Jr. Great song. Even air traffic, guys. Air traffic is pretty. It's not that busy. Not that busy. Maybe China is paying us back for HIV. Again, I don't want to go down any. We could say, we could discuss something, but I don't want to go down any rabbit hole, deep. But Project Camelot, 2 videos back, she posted official patents for HIV, Corona, and other Lyme disease, and all these natural events that just occur. But I just find it crazy. Please do a video on that, please. What? I'm sorry, who said that? What topic? He said, please. I'm sorry, I said a lot of stuff. Please do a video on that, please. Humans should go weak once in a while. Again, if you're talking about as far as like nutrition goes, yeah, because the whole 3 meals a day thing, that's something modern, guys. That, again, it wasn't always like that. And a lot of people fast, from MMA fighters to, all areas, all genres, and all different people, not just fitness people. And again, I'm telling you, first experience. I shared it with a couple of my actual friends, and they started. And obviously, everybody's different, so you want to obviously start small. You just don't want to go 24 hours. It's not, you could get dizzy and not feel too good. But I'm pretty used to it, and I could go a really long time without eating. And the weird part is, guys, when you eat, like, just say if I woke up at 06, right? 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. I have scrambled eggs and a hash brown. If I eat that, 3 hours later, I would feel absolutely starving. Like, oh my God, I could eat a cow. And it's crazy because when it's the opposite. When you skip meals, your body, it's so weird. The human body, the body is amazing. And, you are what you eat, but also whatever you put on your skin is very important too. That's a whole topic. Fluoride, and using natural toothpaste as well as natural soap, like this company that I used. And I understand that, everything, for the most part, especially food, yeah, that's pretty easy to do. But as far as different products go, certain products just don't have that kick as like real like the harder chemicals. But you tend to get used to it once you're, just like with anything. Speaking of used to, you should really get whatever. Again, guys, we are humans. We are creatures of habit. You drive to work the same way. You come home the same way. And one of my jobs, I used to be a private investigator. And this probably sounds creepy, but my buddy and I, we could park in the parking lot and just look at the vehicle and guess the age, even the race. Yeah, it sounds weird, but when you do it for a long period of your life, it becomes pretty natural. And even now, like I said, the food is here, and people. I spoke to people today. They're eating a lot of their food, but we're creatures of habit. And if you are a big snacker and eater, and you may have a stockpile, I'm just giving I would say slow down. Just my advice. And I don't like that. I don't like one P word, but I substitute it for another. Being prepared, right? Why do you have a spare tire? Why do you have health insurance? Blah 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 blah. Not because you're panicked, because you want to be comfortable when situations would arise. Even though this is a once in a lifetime situation, and we're getting flanked by all sides, not just one main side. We're getting flanked from illness to everything shutting down. But we will make it. Obviously, not everybody, and that's just the reality of it. But think positive. I know it's hard, but think positive. And you don't want to hear the news. It's okay to stay informed, but you just don't want to hear "ay corona" like everywhere, from the car to whatever you listen to, music, and they tell you, "Oh, a new case." Like, I don't want to hear every case. Just me. Mel C. Andrew, did you hear New Jersey is going under shelter in place tomorrow? I did. How are you, Mel? She's from Jersey. I did not hear specifically about that, but I was out, and I just drove around to like all the major stores. And I took pictures. They're setting up trailers in my general area. I did not see anybody working, but it took a lot of footage. I went to my local National Guard location. I just wanted to see, outside of my routine bubble, and I went beyond that a couple hours ago. Excuse me. And even Fmart is totally shut down. There was one convenience store open. One. And again, it's normal to fear. That keeps us alive. Seriously, that's what keeps us alive. Having fear, and that's natural. Fear of the unknown. Again, guys, we're getting hit by all flanks, right? This is history. You are part of history. Part of history. We all learned about the Great Depression, the strongest generation, right? I have a World War II vet near me. I did a video on him. But yeah, you are the resistance. You are a part of history. So look out for each other. Mel, where did you what source was that, Mel? Well, I hate to break it to you, but I haven't said this in any of my videos, but pretty much now it's too late. Again, I went live a couple days ago. I was out, and I grabbed a couple last minute things, but I spoke to grocery manager, and no more shipments for that one specific place. I'm very, very curious. Again, guys, from as far as I'm very curious what happens when somebody doesn't have any food. I mean, we could look at China. How did China handle it? How are other countries handling it? But again, America is a different entity. in a good way and a bad way. A good way is this is America, right? You could have a what you pretty much live kind of free. But the bad in a bad way is American, again, guys, that's the whole reason for this video. Americans are so comfortable because you could, whatever you need, you can make a phone call or you could go purchase it. And it's not going to be like that. Not at all. Unfortunately. 6 a.m. ShopRite, Clark, New Jersey, parking lot, full storefront. Mel, you live in Jersey. You know how hard it is, or maybe you don't, but as far as having a firearm, you know, pretty much a retina, you got to bend down, touch your ankles. It's ridiculous in this state. But yeah, stores are empty of these tools. Totally empty. A lot of ammo, or excuse me, a lot of lead, totally gone as well. And then the little bit that they did have, they were charging $1,300 for 1,000 rounds. But again, is this, you know, a person who was always on the fence about that subject and they're going to spend that money? I mean, that is friggin' insane. National Guard waiting on Army Corps engineers. I just drove by a couple hours ago, went by my local National Guard center, and not only are they there, obviously working, but they were in vehicles. So I don't know if they were MPs, but they had actually security covering the premises. .5 earthquake, Nevada, 20 minutes ago. Yeah, I never heard. That's crazy. It makes you think. I mean, I highly doubt that you know, any elite or any person, you know, guys, you can't even fathom the underground tunnels, right? You're aware of them, and they're everywhere. Seriously, there's enough tunnels where, you know, if they needed to just say if they started making a mass arrest for, you know, if they were to make a Hollywood movie, live action role play, I think Rex Bear uses that one, live action role play, right? Yeah, they don't need jails up here on the surface. They could store people below, down in the ground. I think it might get bad in some. I know for Kimberly. I worked. It's funny, not funny. Ironic you said that because I'm in the suburbs where I'm currently speaking right now, but I drove through a little city, and it's a ghetto. It's pretty ghetto, and yeah, they're all out. I mean, police. They were told, police by the higher ups, to as long as it's a non-violent, so you could continue your drug selling, and again, as long as it's non-violent. That's what they're telling these people. Why? I have no idea. Well, I kind of have an idea. It's not the police that are doing it. It's the corrupt Krasner, for instance, for Philadelphia. And I did a video about him months and months ago. He's a Soros puppet. And believe it or not, Philadelphia, I think even Fox News even called it the experiment, because Soros started in Philadelphia, but he started buying DAs. Disgusting, right? Money, we all need it to survive, but the corruption with money is as we're living it and seeing it. Also, I'm going to send you a link via Patreon. Appreciate that, Mel. Thank you. Miss Liberty, whole city's underground. Everyone here, it's funny. Uh, um, everybody knows about Area 51, but believe it or not, yes, Area 51. It's guys, the real estate there is huge. So you could fly in and not even know what's, and still take a bus to S4. You guys heard about Bob Lazar, but there's that's just one facility in America. Ohio, which is fairly close to my location. Ohio. Hear that noise? Ohio has a huge. That's where they took the giant from Kandahar in 2004. It was early 2000s. I don't want to be incorrect. It was definitely early 2000s. I believe 04. That's where they took the giant of Kandahar. They actually killed a giant, and that's where they flew him in on a C-130, and then they can make creatures as they're doing with us, folks. They're experimenting with. That's why one reason why they're geoengineering. They're changing our DNA. That's why they're pushing to be a man. It's toxic masculinity, and it's wrong for somebody to open a door for a woman. Women are independent. Seriously, that's a huge MO that they're pushing, and that's why you see, which I call the younger. Even though I'm a millennial, but a lot of my 25 to 35-year-olds are soft, but below that, they're snowflakes. Snowflakes. Denver Airport. I did a video on that. That's officially a new, and they're not hiding it. Everything's in plain sight, and that's the best place to hide something. People tend to, even when somebody does a burglary, they tend to go for the safe, go for the hot spots. But some of the safest places to hide valuables and larger stuff is in plain sight, i.e. The coffins. Many years ago, remember the coffins that were stored in South Carolina? The CDC, it was a farmer who owned land, and a trucker filmed it, and come to find out, the CDC ordered all the coffins. This was like 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago. So, Kimberly Thornton, I'm in Ohio. Ohio is also a major hub for narcotics, but Ohio is a very, very interesting state for numerous reasons. Aerospace to drugs, like I said, it's a major hub. It's a distribution center, as well as for deep state. Deep state are in Ohio. Mills, I'll hold it. Correct. I don't hold a door for somebody because I don't think they could do it, right? I do it out of kindness. Feel old. When I was a kid, things were way different. Things are just simple. I can only imagine what people, who are not millennials, like how you guys must feel if you are awake. But most boomers, they are not awake for the most part. Obviously, it's not like that with everything. Yeah, you're Kimberly correct. Right, Patterson base. Again, Area 51, at this current time, there's underground facilities and underground creatures there. But that's just one, again, that's just the most famous hotspot. But they have these types of facilities all throughout the country. But Dayton, right, Patterson base. Kimberly, yes, you're absolutely right, Andrew. They flew that giant at right, yeah. I love that type of stuff. Anything aerospace, I've always been into. That's mainly this channel, anything like that naturally pink Corona sky behind me. Also, it makes me think, because you guys probably have seen the footage of how they're like, think about all the money that they're spending they're washing down highways, guys. I'm on the East Coast. It's the equivalent of I-95 that runs completely from Florida all the way up, all the way north. So wherever you may live, like the major highways, they're disinfecting. So what does that tell me? People don't walk on highways, right? At least where I'm from, it's illegal. So maybe it can't. Again, I don't know this. I'm just speculating. But maybe whatever it was came from the sky. And I also, on my other channel, right after, we've been speaking about NCOV for a long time. 2 days after Christmas, 2019, that's my first video on that topic. But it's been ramping up, obviously. And now it's here in my backyard. Yeah, 100%, Kimberly. 100%. Kimberly, I'm a boomer. My father, who's still alive, he's a boomer. He is waking up. Waking up. Linda, Southwest full caves. Like, I could do a filibuster. I could talk for 24 hours, probably straight, about that topic. There's some stuff too that I never even said on either channel about that topic. But it's very, very interesting, guys. There's a couple maps that anyone could go on. If you're interested in this type of stuff, go to like FAA sites, and it'll show you like either restricted or no fly zones. You'll be shocked. I guarantee it. Like certain locations that are, a few miles away from you. You're like, why is that a no fly zone? Go on Google Earth and you will see why. You'll find some neat anomalies. Murphy, our governor, Mel, or who's that? American 1761. I didn't even read Mel's comment, but Mel's from Jersey, like me. Did you see earlier message? Murphy said, don't hide underground. No shit, I did not, Mel. I'll go home and check it out. You remember approximately 4 months ago, DARPA, they did they did something that was very odd. DARPA held, it was a competition. So anybody who knew of any underground facilities, like in your vicinity, so just say if you live in, I'm in New Jersey, just say, well, not Jersey, but Pennsylvania, there's a lot of mountains. So just, if you know of any mountains, they actually gave a very large cash sum, and the reason was for military, and everyone was saying probably for Iran, or excuse me, not Iran, North Korea. People were speculating on that, but who knows? It might have been for NCOV. Anybody hiding in, who knows? Stay strong. Yes, the governor of New Jersey. Mel, we're in a blue state, but if you remove the illegal count, New Jersey would be red. If the illegals were not allowed to vote, New Jersey would be a red state, which is pretty interesting. Because Pennsylvania, that's red. Not Philadelphia, obviously, not the major cities, but Philadelphia, that's red. My 82-year-old father woke me up 3. About chemtrails, woke him up. I went to the moon. Very interesting. And again, I don't know what that is. Well, kind of. It's not. They're not clouds. They sprayed right before sunset. Beautiful blue sky, but yeah, that's all. That's all. Who knows what the fuck that is? That's man-made, and you can see it's slowly coming down. But obviously, we do have a secret space program. It's not so secret. It's called because everyone, there's documentaries on it, but stars, folks, stars. Anything up there is not what you think, and it's again, I don't have the answer, but it looks like it's in a liquid. It looks like it's in a liquid. You don't even need a telescope, a camera. Certain times, your phone. Certain times, like depending upon, obviously, what stars are low. It looks like it's. Again, I wish I knew what a star was. Not the scientism version. I mean, like I wish I really knew. The moon, we never went to the moon. That being said, I know for a fact, and I said this in prior, the moon affects the humans on a full moon. A full moon, it makes humans, that's when the most burglaries, that's when humans are the most violent. Again, ask any police officer or nurse or anybody who works at a hospital. So that's fact. That's not going by, that's going by actual facts and my own personal experience. But the reason why. The moon, it's its own light source. During a full moon, it is colder in the moonlight than the moon shade. Pretty crazy stuff. American 1761. Where's the moon been lately? It's been in the middle of the night. Well, China, they're deploying a artificial moon in the next couple of years. You figure if any country is saying that they're doing that, obviously America leads in that field, right? So things are heating up, guys, with China. I know we're talking about a lot of different things now. Things are definitely heating up. China, this was I took a screenshot of it earlier because I was doing stuff and I just didn't have time to do a video on it. But China, allegedly, they're targeting our ships out in the Pacific with radio frequencies, and they also did it allegedly it was before NCOV started, so it was probably like the first week of December, I believe. One of our Poseidon aircraft was targeted, and how do they know? Because that specific aircraft, the humans, they didn't feel anything. Just like when you stand them in front of a microwave, you don't feel anything, but it's slowly cooking. It's not cooking you, but doing damage to your cells, right? So anyway, as the U.S. aircraft is flying, all of a sudden all the beacons start going off, saying that you're getting hit by a not an EMP but electronic warfare. That's what I'm trying to say. Ooh, pull that one out. And you guys, we saw cases of that. Remember when they had to bring home? Where did that take place at? Was it Singapore or Hong Kong? I don't know, somewhere over the past 6 months, they had to bring home a U.S. base was hit with some type of frequency, and many Americans felt very, very nauseous, dizzy, and unfortunately, they were hit with something pretty hard because it did permanent damage. All right, guys, I am out. I'm at 50 minutes. I love speaking with you guys. I just want to go live because, like I said, 50 minutes ago, everyone is not subscribed to my main channel. Different phases, folks. Different phases. So get rest while you can, and that's what the police are doing. It's a ghost town. There are certain police that are posted up at a couple facilities, but you cannot find a police car if you. The police, they're getting their rest, folks. So you guys get your rest too. Be safe, stay vigilant, look out for each other, obviously. The elderly, your neighborhood as well. You see people looking like they're up to no good. Make sure you know that you know that they're there. I love the sunflower, Miss Lib. Appreciate it, guys. Be safe. We're in this together, politics aside. I don't like politics, but I do like Trump for numerous reasons. But both sides are corrupt, obviously. But like I said, I do support Trump. Be safe. Have a good night. Good morning. Good evening.